Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thanks for joining me. In this video I'm talking about one of the latest releases from Parfums Vintage. It's called Sunset in Heaven and it's their take on Baccarat Rouge 540. To find out how it compares, stay tuned to FM. In my opinion, Baccarat Rouge 540 from Maison Kurkdjian is a beautiful scent, but it took me a little bit by surprise the first time I smelled it. Before I smelled it, I'd read a lot of positive things about it online. There's a lot of love for this fragrance in the community, and with it being a niche fragrance, I expected something a little more complex, a little more nuanced, and it isn't really that. To me, it's a fairly simple, relatively linear fragrance. And when I first smelled it, I had this conflict in my mind that it was a very simple fragrance and I couldn't see what all the fuss was about. But then there was another part of me that just found it really alluring and intoxicating. I just kept coming back for more. A lot of people seem to describe this fragrance as being pretty simple and having this sweet candy floss accord and not really much else other than that. I think that description does this scent a bit of a disservice. It's more complex than that. There's more going on. It is sweet, but it's never cloyingly sweet. It's woody without being overly resinous. It's got this gorgeous, sexy, sensual muskiness that I think is just beautiful. It's got this feeling of rich, deep luxury and quality. My wife and I recently had a date night. It was our anniversary, and I gave her the choice of a selection of fragrances to wear for the evening, and out of all of them, she was drawn to Baccarat Rouge 540. I'd previously smelt it in store, but I'd never worn it myself at this point. She put this scent on and man, it was sexy and alluring. It was beautiful. I was getting wafts of this gorgeous fragrance all throughout the meal that we were having, and I made my mind up that evening that it was just a stunning scent. She loves wearing it, I love wearing it, and hopefully I come across just as sexy and alluring to her. Maybe. As beautiful as Baccarat Rouge is, it ain't cheap. The cheapest I could find here in the UK is £195 for 75ml of eau de parfum concentration. So if you want the original, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. If that prices you out of owning the original version of this fragrance, Parfums Vintage have an alternative. So Parfums Vintage, if you don't know, have a reputation for providing high quality fragrances that perform really well. A lot of them are takes and alternatives of other fragrance, so they're known to tinker with the compositions, boost certain notes, and provide different versions of very well loved fragrances. Their take on Baccarat Rouge 540 is called Sunset in Heaven. Here's the bottle, and here are the notes. In the top, sweet amber, saffron and orange. In the mid, jasmine and cedar. In the base, ambergris, oak moss and fir resin. It does a great job of recreating that alluring and enigmatic quality of the original. I really enjoy the ambergris in this. It provides a real feeling of depth and luxury like you find in a lot of Creed fragrances. Something else I really enjoy in the original and in this one is this fir resin nuance. Now, it does have fir resin, but it's just a touch. It's not very prominent, but it is noticeable. And for me, it lifts this fragrance a little bit. It elevates it and just gives it a bit of extra punchiness. Now, in Sunset in Heaven, that fir resin nuance is a little bit more prominent than in the original. Not by much, but to me, it just is a little bit more noticeable. Also, my wife tested both this against the original and she felt the original was just a little bit sweeter. But these differences are when we're digging in deep and we're sniffing on skin, which most people aren't going to be doing. In the air, Sunset in Heaven to me smells exactly the same as Baccarat Rouge 540. As usual with Parfums Vintage, performance is excellent. It's on par with the original. I get 2 to 3 hours of projection off this, and then it'll stay on skin for easily 10 hours. So this is a pretty strong fragrance. Anyone over the age of 25 could easily wear this. It's 100% unisex. It's also extremely versatile. It could be worn any occasion, any time of year. I do think it excels maybe for formal occasions or as a date night scent, but you could get away with wearing this anytime. It's not going to offend anyone in the slightest. If you love Baccarat Rouge 540 but find the cost prohibitive, then Sunset in Heaven could be a fantastic alternative for you. Cost wise, it's $79 for 50ml, which equates to about £60, or $119 for 100ml, which equates to around £91, so a lot cheaper than MFK's original. If this smells like a sunset in heaven, when it's my turn to walk through those pearly gates, I'm going to have a smile on my face. Okay, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you've tried this fragrance, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know, do you love Baccarat Rouge 540 as much as I do? Let's get a conversation going. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling sexy.